When you see this sign for Lunsford Farm, you know that you're very nearly there and you just need to turn left. When you arrive on site, you telephone Denise and she pops by and gives you a tour of the Honesty shop, and then through to the shower block, which is full of wet rooms and underground heating. It really is luxurious. And then she gives you your fresh bed linen and takes you to the tent. First priority is getting the wood-burning stove alight so that you can make dinner. I chose the cupboard bed for Aaron and I. As you can see, it's the width of a double and perfect for the two of us to be cosy. Anya was really pleased because she secretly had her eye on the master bedroom, which is a lovely big double bed with 2 windows, and that left remaining the bunk beds for her boys, which was perfect because they sleep in bunk beds at home. With it being glamping, you've got your own toilet in the tent, and as well as that, you've got a kitchen sink with fresh running cold water. The boys weren't bothered while we were cooking and making up beds because they just couldn't get outside quick enough, running up and down this hill which takes you to a dell and playing on the seesaw which was right adjacent to our tent, which we could see out the window. Anya put away all the food that she brought, which really made the tent look homely immediately. So this is Anya putting out dinner, and like I say, I was so grateful that she cooked because I made up all the beds and she did that, so it was a perfect division of duties. So when dinner was ready after making the beds, all I had to do was go out and get the boys, who were really grateful for an evening meal after all that travelling and fresh air. But then they were straight back outside because by this time they'd made friends with the boys in the neighbouring tents. This is Aaron on one of many trips back up from the dell, and when they'd be climbing up from the dell, our tent was the first one there, so it was really easy for them to quickly go up and down and for us to keep an eye on them. And this is them brushing their teeth. And then after that, Aaron was enjoying being mellow, sitting on the wooden floor of our tent, enjoying the sea views. And then when they were all ready for bed, it was such a novelty for them to run outside in their pyjamas. That really tickled them. But then after that, it was really quick and really easy to get Aaron asleep after all that travelling and fresh air. And you can see there's plenty of room for me to hop in next to him. I shut the cupboard doors in case he would fall out of bed, but that didn't make either of us feel at all claustrophobic. So we definitely chose the right bed. This is how beautiful the tent looks with the candles lit, just like on the website. But I couldn't wait to get the bottle of wine that Anya brought open, and then the next priority was to get outside and enjoy the last little tiny bit of daylight sitting on the deck chairs that are provided. And then once you are ready to go to bed, you just secure the front of the tent and make sure that you close every single window shutter unless you want to be woken up by the sun at 5 AM. That's the sea just over there. That's our tent. And the boys are playing in their pyjamas. I thought they were on the seesaw, but they're over there. I thought they were on the seesaw, but they're over there somewhere. Just like it was a novelty going outside in the evening with their pyjamas on, it was even much of a bigger novelty in the morning. They went on the seesaw in their pyjamas, they went down to the dell and back in their pyjamas, and then look how quick they were to get on the seesaw again once they were dressed. The tent comes with a pot of coffee beans and a coffee grinder, which is a great novelty to do if you've never done it before. It's a bit of a walk down this lane to go to the Honesty shop and the showers, and it's also where you need to go for the farm tour. And look, you get to meet all the other children on the farm tour if you haven't met them. If you haven't met them the evening before already. Aaron really got a kick out of sticking a stick in a cow pat. I'd really recommend the farm tour because the farmer at Lunsford Farm is really knowledgeable, and look at the views. You get to do walks that you wouldn't really get to do if you didn't do the farm tour. I'd highly recommend it, and it's a good hour of walking, so luckily our preschoolers are good on their feet. This is me doing a shameless selfie in front of a log pile, and I grabbed the opportunity to take a photo of Anya and the farmer, but his local knowledge and farming knowledge is second to none. I really enjoyed listening to him. This is Anya going over to take a photo of foxgloves, and there was this beautiful canopy of trees that I just had to photograph. It was just stunning. I couldn't help but notice that one of the families in the neighbouring tent to ours all had hunter boots, which were quite stylish. I've never had a pair of them myself. But like I said, this is the farmer taking us on the tour. It lasts about an hour, so it really is a long walk, but it's well worth it. And then when we went back, the boys were happy again on the seesaw. Aaron had a really long afternoon nap on that first day, which delayed us going to Rye, but while he was sleeping, we all took the opportunity to relax outside because we had fantastic weather the whole time we were there. This is Anya and her youngest enjoying the rays while we're waiting for Aaron to wake up. So at this point, we're all waiting for Aaron to wake up, and then when he does, we head into the car. So lucky Anya had her car with us. And she drove us to Rye, and Rye really was the highlight of the holiday, I would say. So we went to this lovely Cobbles tea room where we had lunch. I would highly recommend it. It's tucked away, it's hard to find, but it's absolutely gorgeous. The Cobbles are way better than Canterbury because they haven't been filled in. I was really taken by them. And then we went to St Mary's Parish, just assumed was a cathedral. And this is a picture of Aaron and I that Anya took for us. I really love it. We've got a few like that actually. And when you go to the top of the parish church, you just get this spectacular view. But when you're trying to keep an eye on 3 little boys, it really is stressful, but the views are well worth it. I was so glad that Aaron had reins on. It's decking that you have to walk on, so be careful, but it really is worth the climb up to get those views. There's lots of steps and then there's lots of ladders to get up, but it's really well worth it. A top tip is that when you're coming down, it's a lot harder than going up. So if they're 3 or 4 years old, what we found is it's much easier for them to come down on their bums, not the normal way to come down a ladder. When I say coming down on your bottom, I mean the 3 and 4-year-olds themselves, not the parents. We found a gorgeous park in Rye, and I would highly recommend going there as well. In the evening before we left Rye, we found a fabulous Italian restaurant called Simply Italian, and we all had a delicious meal there, and me and Anya really enjoyed the Italian beer, which was delicious, and the price was so reasonable considering we got dessert and alcohol. On Sunday morning we had scrambled egg and sausages that was made by Anya. She really was the cook of the holiday. And then the farmer came to give us a can of calor gas that we actually decided not to use in the end. This is a lovely photo of me and Aaron that I think Anya took. And then you have a really unusual walk to the seaside in Hastings. You have to go across a field, but it's a very interesting, well worth. After all that walking to the beach, it was really windy and really cold when we got there, even though it was so hot when we left the tent. So we ended up actually spending our time in the beer garden of the Smugglers. Sadly, I don't have any photos of Sunday evening or Monday morning because I ended up with a full memory card, so I would really recommend bringing an empty memory card and a fully charged camera because there are lots of photo opportunities. Just look at that sea view, and we had that same sea view right from our tent. Lunsford Farm really is spectacular, and that dell that the boys can go down to from the campsite, it's completely safe. They just climb down, there's lots to do down there, and then they climb back up. On top of that, there's a seesaw on the campsite, and we just found the farm really spotless and immaculate. The farmer so knowledgeable and friendly. I would really recommend Lunsford Farm if you're choosing a Featherdown farm. With Lunsford Farm, there's only 4 tents on the campsite, so it's really quite intimate and you get to know the other children. This is Anya's eldest running around while another boy from another tent is cycling around. As you can see, it's spotless and you can see the sea view there. It's not obscured by buildings like in the photo I just showed you. It's just trees and the sea view, spectacular.